How did it feel for you? Like, did it in any way feel frustrating? Because I often hear it from clients, especially it's usually the other way around, that husband and wife start to diet at the same time, and men tend to drop weight so easily, and then it tends to wind their partner up so much because they feel like they are putting in way more effort than their male counterpart, and then the men are just dropping this weight almost effortlessly, while the women are really struggling and just can't seem to get anywhere. So obviously our situation is a little bit the other way around. But did you experience any feelings around this?
I mean, to say that there was no disappointment would be lying, of course. Like, if you have a thought or a goal in your head, and you don't achieve it, or you don't see the results as quick as you think you could get them, a bit frustrating for sure. But I had a few things going on. Like, week in, week out, like, all my weights were going up, my runs were getting faster, so I was getting this like really quick increase in my output, and I love my training going really well, and I usually base a lot of how I feel and how things are going based on my training. So my training's going well, as I said, most of the other things, so I kind of thought it would happen a bit more naturally. It didn't. My physique changed just because I'd come back to training again. So yeah, maybe I did lose a bit of body fat and my muscle went up a little bit. But realistically, it was, as I said, like, I've done it in the past. I know what worked when I was 10 kilos lighter. I know what was happening with regards to my nutrition. I know I wasn't doing exactly what I was doing before. If I hadn't dieted before, then yeah, I would have been scratching my head. But I've been there before. I know that I wasn't doing the things that I should have done. I tried to lose weight, put in as minimal effort in as possible.
I think this is kind of that misunderstanding that, like, we can just go and do our best and that will be successful, because we can see it on your example as well. It's like, you have experience and you did what you thought was going to be enough, and it just wasn't enough. A lot of people would be really disheartened if they actually feel like they put in a lot of effort and then they weigh themselves 2 weeks down the line and then they see that nothing has changed. Because it is a lot of work for seemingly nothing, and a lot could have changed, and they might just be weighing in on a wrong day. And then there, obviously, we know that scale weight fluctuates. It's not just a representation of how much fat we lose. That's why I tend to suggest that my clients weigh in more regularly and use it more as data points rather than something that they attach a massive portion of their happiness to. Because if you treat it as if you were going back to savings, as if you were regularly checking your bank balance before you buy something, then you will know how to regulate yourself within your means, and that is pretty much weight maintenance in the long term as well. It's not different in dieting. In dieting, we just overall want to see our weight go downwards rather than staying the same. But I did put a post out not long ago about how much my daily weights have fluctuated, and if every time they went up I gave up, I would never have dropped any kilos, let alone the amount that I did drop, because it is not a fair expectation that our weight never increases. And if I know I'm doing everything right and my weight still went up, then I know that I don't have to change anything. But if my weight constantly keeps going up or constantly keeps staying the same, I know something needs to change, because it doesn't matter if I think I'm doing the right thing, if I think I'm eating healthy, or I'm eating clean, or I'm exercising enough. Something is not adding up and something is not right. And I would rather know it in due course so that I can change what I'm doing, rather than just believe that, well, I should be in a deficit, so I just keep doing the same thing, and then whatever happens, and just keep doing the same thing over and over with no actual change, rather than just admitting that something's not right, I have to make a change and an adjustment and then just wait for the results. It's like experimenting with things and then not attaching too much of our ego to our initial decisions, maybe.
I mentioned about tracking and stuff, like maybe I need to start, even just, a couple of weeks of tracking just to kind of get you, so then you can sort of eyeball things, because you come away from tracking for so long and you forget, like, you can go wildly out of, those calories can really ramp up quite a lot.
Just the sheer understanding of portion sizing, because it can be really eye-opening both ways. Not just that, like, oh my god, I didn't realize how much I was eating, but also, oh my god, I didn't realize how much food I can fit into those calories, because they never really thought about certain healthy options being very high calorie and being able to make a conscious choice of choosing something that they would never choose to eat on a diet, but realizing that actually some days they can fit it in and some days that means they have made a better choice for themselves. Not necessarily choosing a more nutritious option, just choosing a more appropriate option for their diet at that point. Because really trying to be perfect is usually what holds people back from progressing, because it just doesn't happen for humans very
it's
often.
that paralysed by perfection,
exactly.
isn't it? I really like that saying, because anyone who has any form of drive or ambition, we become paralysed by thinking that all our ducks need to be in a row. By sort of today's standards, the fact that in 7 weeks you dieted for 4 would seem not as like that you came off of your diet, but it was intentional. And actually, if you start to where you are now, you've dropped weight. So.
And let's not forget, it is my diet. I'm not trying to please anyone else. I'm trying to get to where I want to be. And there is no right or wrong way. Well, there, I guess, is a wrong way if I don't lose any weight and I'm trying to diet. Or if I'm super unhappy, super underfueled, and maybe destroy my relationship with food. Those could be considered wrong ways, but I think traditional dieting methods are much more likely to lead people down that route than a more flexible approach.